eat it, they'll be like, say what? It's vegan? So yeah.
Hey y'all, it's your girl Chef Joya, and welcome back to another episode of Say What is Vegan. Today I have all the soulful delights for you all because you know what? Y'all don't be going through my channel and y'all be asking for the same recipes over and over and over again. So I said, you know what? Let me put some of y'all faves all into one video. Now, all of these recipes you can find in my cookbook is so amazing, which you can find in the description box below. And make sure you go there so you can have the full details of this recipe. Would not be me if I didn't add a little bit of twists and turns that's not in my cookbook. So make sure you pay attention to this video so you get some new tips and tricks as well. So we're gonna go ahead and get started with my soul food feast just in time for the holidays or any day or on that Sunday where your grandma, your auntie, your cousin, your mama, and anybody else is coming over so you can show them where you can find the best vegan food there is. Let's go. It's to make this even more challenging because you know I got to challenge myself every time. I'm going to make this entire meal in under 90 minutes. And I'm going to show you all the time. Right now it has 6:14 on here. So I'm going to be done by, what time is that? That is 7:40, well, 7:30, wait, 7 something. You know what it is. I want to make sure I get it done in under 90 minutes. So let's go ahead and get started. Now, I'm not saying that you can get it done in under 90 minutes. I'm going to get this done in 90 minutes. So yeah, I gotta have a challenge in this somewhere. All right.
We're gonna start off with our candy yams. I went ahead and washed and peeled them. Then I cut them to about an inch and a half thick slices. Next, I'm gonna go ahead and use my raw cane sugar, brown sugar, a lot of cinnamon, nutmeg, ginger, vanilla extract, and lots of vegan butter. Now, this video is not going to show me putting it in the oven. I do use a lot of vegan butter, but I put my oven on 400 degrees and I mixed everything around. I tinted with foil and I've left it in there for about an hour actually. Remember, the full details of this recipe is in my cookbook. It's so amazing, so you're not going to miss out on anything. And I actually use agave nectar in the cookbook, so there's always room for variations. Now, you did see me put some water in a pot because I had to get my water together and rolling and boiling for my macaroni and cheese. But I'm going to work on these collard greens by slicing my vegetables, and then I put some olive oil in the pan to heat it up. I'm going to add in my onions, jalapeno, and red bell pepper. And if you all do not know, red bell pepper really changed the flavor of the oil, so make sure you use that. And yes, your girl is using jarred garlic. Ain't nobody got time to be cutting up no garlic, especially when you got to get this meal done in 90 minutes. So next, I'm gonna go ahead and add in my washed collard greens. You can buy them washed, or you can go ahead and cut them up yourself, just your preference. I know sometimes the stem be stemming and it'll be a little hard. You just gotta cook it a little longer. And I'll go ahead and add in some crushed red pepper, amazing Cajun season. Make sure you get that at chefjoyasnest.com. I like to give my collard greens a nice coat in that seasoned oil before I add any of my other ingredients. Next, I'll go ahead and add in my vegetable bouillon. And then I do still add in a little bit of salt, pepper, garlic powder, onion powder, all the good seasonings. Now, you see me cut up my cabbage because I add that in towards the last 20 minutes of cooking because we don't want that overcooked. This, I'll be working on my jalapeno cornbread. And again, for the second time, these full recipes are in my cookbook. It's so amazing. So don't think you're going to be missing out on anything. Now, as far as the oils, you can use whatever type of oil you like. You just want to make sure it doesn't have a strong flavor. And as far as using the egg replacement, I definitely love flaxseed meal when I make my cornbread. I find that it really holds it together and it's not as jelly as sometimes the unsweetened applesauce can be. But if you have a preference, you can go ahead and use that as well. Now, I am making this in a cast iron, so you want to add lots of vegan butter to it. You see, I got that nice thick and coated, and I did still add a little bit of nonstick spray. I'm going to go ahead and put in my batter and my jalapenos. And yes, I leave in the seeds because I want the heat. But if you cannot handle the heat, please take out those seeds and use some gloves if you need to so you don't get in your eye or other parts of your body. You know what I'm saying? So that's going right in there with the candy yams. And that's going to cook for about 20 to 25 minutes. Next, I'm going to go ahead and work on this mac and cheese. Now, I exclusively did this recipe for this video. And baby, when I tell you I don't even want to give y'all this, y'all better be glad. I love y'all. And I'm really finding my place with YouTube because this should have been kept a secret. But I went ahead and added my tapioca starch, extra creamy oat milk, and then I use a container of vegan sour cream and a container of vegan cream cheese. And you can use whatever brand that you like because I did try this recipe out again and I used different brands and it was just as good. Next, I'm going to go ahead and add in some of my seasonings. So I have my vegan Worcestershire sauce. I don't know how to pronounce it, but it don't even matter. Next, I'll add in my Dijon mustard. Now we gotta go ahead and add in all our good seasonings. I'm gonna add in my smoked paprika, salt, pepper, nutritional yeast, onion powder, garlic powder. Y'all, don't be scared of the season now. Y'all know y'all need that. We're going to add a little bit of mushroom powder. And I actually use white pepper for this. I'm not sure if this made a big difference, but this flavor was absolutely phenomenal. Okay. Do not skimp out on any of those seasons. So I hope you took note of that or go back and rewind again. Next, I'm going to give this all a nice little stir. And usually I do this over the stove and I'm standing there for at least 30 minutes and my arm is hurting, but this literally only took me about 15 minutes to prep. Next, I'll go ahead and add in some of my vegan cheese, and you can use any kind of that you'll like, but I did a mix of Vitalite and Violife, two different brands, Vitalite and Violife. And I also add a little bit of sugar to that. Once I go ahead and grab my seasoned noodles, I put a little bit of vegetable bouillon and salt in the cooking water, and I give that a nice drain. I do not rinse my noodles because I do not want to take off that flavor. Now, you see me add a little bit of extra sea salt because that sea salt didn't have any flavor at all. Like, I don't know what was wrong with it. Maybe it was defective, but it was not giving me the flavor that I needed. So next I'm going to go ahead and add in my noodles, and I did add in a little bit more cream cheese because, baby, I wanted it nice, thick, and creamy. Once I mix everything in really well, I'm going to go ahead and get my baking dish together. I decided to use a cast iron skillet, so I went ahead and used some non-stick spray, and I'm adding my mac and cheese mixture to that skillet. And of course, I'm going to top it with some more cheese. Now, I know some of y'all feel some type of way about Daya, but it is the perfect mixing cheese when it comes to making your macaroni and cheese because it's super oily and it has a high fat content, which makes it melt really easily. And so I went ahead and mixed that with a little bit of the mozzarella cheese that I got from Whole Foods. And of course, I'm going to top it with my golden chick seasoning, which is absolutely delicious. But you can use another all purpose seasoning, but you want to make sure you put some flavor on that. Next, you're going to go ahead and spray your foil, and then you're going to add it to the top. And you spray it because you want to make sure your cheese does not stick to it. So that's also going to go in the oven on the 400 degrees, and you're going to let that cook for about 40 minutes before taking off that lid. And we're going to come back to that. Now, at this part, I am adding in my cabbage, and I did add in some more seasonings because I start off with using a little bit and then I taste the greens to see how much more I need to add to it. Because, baby, don't nobody want to walk around here eating no bald head food, okay? It's easier to add than it is to take away. So start with a little bit and then bring some more into it. Next, I'm going to go ahead and add in some red wine vinegar because it's much sweeter than apple cider vinegar or white vinegar. Then I'm going to add in a little bit of agave nectar, but you can also use maple syrup for this. You want to make sure you give this a nice stir. And like I said in the beginning, you want to make sure you cook this for at least another 20 minutes or until you feel that your cabbage is soft enough. Now we are on a time crunch and I got about 15 minutes left on the clock. So I went ahead and used some pre-seasoned flour. You don't need to add any salt, any pepper, no nothing to this. You want to use it just as it is. So I'm taking my cleaned oyster mushrooms. You want to make sure that you divide your flour mixture into two different bowls because you're going to have a wet batter and a dry batter. And you're going to start off by putting your mushrooms in the dry batter and the wet batter. You want to use like a club soda or even beer. That's what I decided to use. And I use Budweiser to be exact. Yes, it is vegan, so you can go ahead and check it out. But you can use whichever one you like. But you want to make sure that it's absolutely cold. Now I am mixing in the bowl as my wet batter, but y'all might want to make it separate and then add it back into it or do it how I do it. I mean, mine's turned out perfectly. So it's totally up to your preference. But I'm going to go ahead and add that back into my dry batter, and then I'm going to put it in the deep fryer for about 3 to 4 minutes until it's crispy. Now, I am using vegetable oil. Listen, don't come for me. You can use grapeseed oil, avocado oil. You can use whatever oil you like. Just make sure it's not olive oil because it will mess up the flavor of this chicken. And coconut oil will mess up the flavor. Please, y'all, don't do that. So you see how nice and crispy this is. And I literally have a few minutes left on the clock. So I'm going to go ahead and get this plated up for you all. Now, while I'm plating this up, I'm just going to address this comment. I'm often asked why am I always doing soul food or hearty foods, why I'm not doing more raw and plant forward foods. I mean, this is all made out of plants. Everything I use is made out of plants. And sometimes things are processed, but I'm more so focused on keeping families together at the dinner table. I want the foods that you create, you can be able to take to your grandma house, your auntie house. I don't want you showing up to the family dinners with just a salad or chickpeas. Not saying anything wrong with chickpeas, but you know what I'm saying. You want to be able to be included in those dinners. You want to have those conversations over the table. You want to show them that this plant based lifestyle is a thing. I truly want people to know that you don't have to be vegan to enjoy this food. And if you never transition, no one else, even if you're not vegan, I want you to be able to enjoy these foods. I want you to not have FOMO. I don't want you to feel like you're going to miss out on anything. I want you to still have the traditional foods. And that's why in my cookbook, I have everything from vegan chitlins to some other pork chops and gravy, banana pudding, 7-layer salad, you name it, I got it. I wrote It's So Amazing in 2020, and to this day, this is my number one selling cookbook. These soul food recipes are highly requested, and it's just not by our folks. It's from everybody. So when everybody is loving the soul food, that should just tell you that this is the best cuisine there is. This food is always made out of love, and energy will always be the main ingredient.
Baby, you know all of this look good, and I'm so excited to try it out. Now, what I'm really excited about trying it is this mac and cheese. Do you see how amazing this looks? Like I said, this is my first time making mac and cheese this way since I've been vegan, and I have a million and one mac and cheese recipes, y'all. I think a mac and cheese cookbook is coming next because I can make it. I can saute it, fry it, scrape it, slide it. I can do all types of things to it, but it is absolutely delicious always. And I'm talking a little bit too soon, but let me try it out and I'm gonna tell you exactly what I think. And if you are not subscribed to my channel, Say What Is Vegan, what is you doing? Go ahead and click that subscribe button right now so you can follow the best vegan recipes there is, and especially the Southern, Soul, African, and Caribbean vegan recipes. So let's go ahead and try this out. Gotta get some of that crust on it. Ooh, I'm excited. Smells amazing. Yo! 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 I'm not lying. I'm not exaggerating. Oh my God. I already know what everything else tastes like. Like I said, I've done this a million times, all the other ways. Because all these recipes are in my cookbook. Oh my God. Oh, together. Mm, listen. And if you think I use a little bit too much sugar in the ends, I'm actually going to add some more. Okay, I'm going to add some agave. Because it gets touch, a little touch. Let me see. Greens, busting. Look at me talking. Oh my God. Mm, 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 mm. Cornbread. That's good. That's good. A little bit more sweeter though. But it's good. Oh my God. You here for the chicken. You probably here for the chicken, right? Mm-mm-mm. You came for the chicken, but you're about to leave your entire soul here. Oh my gosh. Mm. Oh, this was chicken just like, it was like, you see that? Mm-mm-mm. Listen, save this video, share this video for your next Sunday dinner, your Thanksgiving, your Kwanzaa, your Christmas, your Auntie Day, your Grandma Day, any day of the week. This is absolutely delicious. I'm Chef Joya. I see you next time on Say What Is Vegan. Ciao. Taste this mac and cheese. Wait, taste the mac and cheese. Oh, mm-mm-mm. I promise you. Mm, mm.